Good afternoon, everybody. This is your NWS Revolution play-by-play commentator Joe Galli. And this is your NWS Revolution commentator Dan Lambert. And today, me and Joe Galli are going to give you last night's NWS Revolution Impact review. Take it away, Joe. Thank you, Dan Lambert. Okay, we start last night's Revolution Impact show as it was hailing from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and it was indeed the go home show for this Sunday's Christmas pay-per-view Revolution WarGames. The commentators for the show were me, Joe Galli, and Dan Lambert, and special guest commentator, NWS Head of Talent Relations, Michael Cole, as Michael Cole welcomes the fans to the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, and breaks down the match card. And the first match was for the NWS Tag Team titles, as Devin the Demon and Legion, being accompanied by their manager Triple H, took on Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, being accompanied by their special counsel Paul Heyman. As this match got underway, it started with Devin the Demon and Legion beating the holy hell out of Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. They gave them a double arm DDT, a clothesline, two big boots, and then Roman Reigns, then out of nowhere, Superman punches both Devin the Demon and Legion, and then spears them. Goes to pin him, but Devin the Demon and Legion had their foot on the rope. And then Sami Zayn starts beating the holy hell out of both Devin the Demon and Legion as he chops them in the chest. And then he does his signature moves on them as well. Such as a 450 splash, a cradle DDT, a diving splash, double pump handle, vertical suplex, powerbomb, exploder suplex, half and half suplex, and multiple moonsault variations, and an Ole kick, a planker, a Michioka driver 2, a somersault quarter to quarter missile drop kick, a spin out powerbomb, a suicide dive, a diving crossbody drop kick, exploder suplex, half and half suplex, another suicide dive, and a wrist lock. But it's not enough to keep the NWS Tag Team Champions Devin the Demon and Legion down, as Sami Zayn hits the Hell Over kick on them, and the reverse STO and the spike brainbuster and brainbuster goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, both Devin the Demon and Legion kick out. And then Devin the Demon choke slams both Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. And then after choke slamming them, Devin the Demon then gives them another choke slam. And then Legion comes and beats the holy hell out of both Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. Devin the Demon then hits a chokeslam tombstone pile driver on both Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, as Legion drops them with the last wide tombstone pile driver, locks him in a crystal like a fire, and then hits a leaping tombstone pile driver. And then they finish off Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn with the Doomsday device and pin them 1, 2, 3 and win it. And still NWS Tag Team Champions means Devin the Demon and Legion via pinfall with the Doomsday device, as this match lasted 14 minutes and 16 seconds. And I gotta say, Devin the Demon and Legion, they are on a roll with the NWS Tag Team Champions. And then out come former NWS Tag Team Champions Zed and Santos, and they have a stare down with Devin the Demon and Legion. What does this mean? Could this mean that Zed and Santos are finally going to be challenging the current NWS Tag Team Champions, Devin the Demon and Legion? And then Joe Galli, get an interview with them, and that's what their business is there. And then Zed and Santos get on the mic and said, "We are sick and tired of people overlooking us. We've been former NWS Tag Team Champions before. It's about time we get it. So we're calling out the NWS Tag Team Champions, Devin the Demon and Legion. And we want a shot next Thursday on Revolution Impact for the NWS Tag Team Champions." And then Devin the Demon and Legion get on the mic and they say they accept. They will face them next Thursday on Revolution Impact for the NWS Tag Team Championships. That should be a good match. What do you think, Mr. Dan Lambert? Oh, Joe Galli, I love this. Now that is how you throw out the challenge. Zed and Santos were the longest reigning NWS Tag Team Champions. Means could they be successful next week? I dare never think so. And I think it's going to be one hell of a tag team match, because we know that Zed and Santos, they don't mess around. They mean business. They don't back down from anybody. And neither do Devin the Demon and Legion. So what's going to happen? So what's going to happen next week? Only time will tell, and it will be the final Revolution Impact of 2022. So this should be very, very interesting. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Zed and Santos do now that they're back full time in the NWS Revolution. There's so many, and they will also be competing this Sunday at Revolution WarGames, and they'll be facing Lion King X and JJ, Credence Xavier Reed and Debloka, and the Usos. So it'll be a number one contender. It'll be a tag team number one contendership battle royal. Whoever wins the battle royal becomes the new number one contenders for the NWS tag team titles. And all I gotta say is good luck to all tag teams, but I'm looking forward to seeing Zed and Santos come up victorious. And then after that, we get footage from earlier yesterday of the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, booking NWS Revolution owner, chairman, and CEO Scott Kisegale, also known as Scotty Bad Bones, NWS General Manager and World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer, NWS Universal Champion Psycho Mercer, Sir Robert Knight II, NWS COO Shane McMahon, NWS Head of Talent Relations Michael Cole, and NWS Head of Creative Triple H at the Omni Dallas Hotel. And Donald Trump, of course, pays for it all and books them in the hotel rooms. And then he gives them a tour. He helps give them a tour of the Omni Dallas Hotel. And they decide so all the hotels are booked. And then he takes them out to breakfast. And then he decides to take him out to breakfast and lunch at the. And then he decides to give him, and after the tour, he decides to take them out to lunch at the Westmont. See, I gotta say, Donald Trump, he knows how to book a hotel. And then he after booking them in the hotel, the 45th president of the United States and the co-owner of the NWS Revolution decides to take him on a tour to Dallas, Texas. And then as me and Dan Lambert and Joe Galli and Michael go say, wow, make note of that, we get to the next match. And the next match was former NWS World Heavyweight Champion The Bloker taking on WWE's Finn Balor. And this was a good back and forth match. The Bloker wasted no time westing Finn Balor to the ground as he gives him a sidewalk slam and a scoop slam and a V trigger, and then Finn Balor comes back as he takes down the Bloker as he hits the Bloker with his signature moves, such as the Brainbuster, diving double foot stop in the back of his head, float over DDT, lariat, lifting inverted DDT, payday kick to 1916, running foot drop kick, running knife edge chop, sling blade, springboard headlock drop, suicide somersault sentence, and then the diving foot stomp, dreamcast, overhead kick, suicide somersault sentence, and airplane spin. But as he goes to pin the Bloker, but somehow, someway, the Bloker kicks out at 2. And then he hits him with the coup de grace, and the 1916 goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, the Bloker gets a shoulder up and decides, and he hits Finn Balor with another V trigger, and then gives him a DDT and then a flying elbow drop, and then gives him several punches, several chops to the chest, and he even locks him in a submission hold, but Finn Balor refuses to submit, and then Finn Balor and the Bloker wrestle back and forth with wrestling move after wrestling move, submission after submission. And then in the end, the Bloker drops Finn Balor with the no laughing matter and pins him 1, 2, 3 as this match lasted 16 minutes and 23 seconds. Good back and forth match, but the Bloker came up victorious on top, and he still got it. And then more footage of 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, taking Scotty Badbones and the crew on a tour of Dallas, Texas, as he takes them out to lunch at the Western called Uchi. That's why he takes Scotty Badbones and the crew out to the restaurant called Uchi, a Japanese restaurant where Scotty Badbones and the crew have delicious sushi and delicious Japanese food and drinks, and it was delicious. And they even learned some Japanese language. And of course, Donald Trump pays for the lunch, and they finish their lunch, and he continues the tour of the west of Dallas, Texas, and it even takes them to South Fork Ranch, the home of the late J.R. Ewing, on the 1978-1991 soap opera TV series Dallas, where they get a tour of South Fork Ranch. And I gotta say, it was one hell of a tour. As me Joe Galli and Michael Cole make note of that on commentary as we get to the next match. And the next match was Queen's Xavier Reed versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Take it away, Joe Galli. Thank you, Dan Lambert. That was one hell of a tour. Donald Trump, like you said, Donald Trump. If anybody wants, if you want to go to anybody who knows how to book good hotel reservations to take you out to good restaurants, it's the 45th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And I think Donald J. Trump is definitely going to win in 2024. Joe Galli, I'm going to say it. Trump 2024. As we get to the next match, and it was Queen's Xavier Reed taking on WWE's Shinsuke Nakamura. As this match got underway, Queen's Xavier Reed wastes no time spearing down Shinsuke Nakamura. He even slams his head on out for a jump, gives him an uppercut and a slap and a baseball slide. And then Shinsuke Nakamura comes back as he hits Queen's Xavier Reed for signature moves such as the Death Valley Driver, the double knee backbreaker, the double underhook pile driver, the enziguri fake roundhouse kick, then a front sleeper hold, inverted power slam, a lariat, a running knee strike, and a low blow. And he delivers the cross arm breaker, the landslide, and the shining triangle goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, Queen Xavier Reed gets his shoulder up and wastes no time as he fights back, and he gives Shinsuke Nakamura another uppercut and several chops to the chest, and even locks him in the figure four. But Shinsuke Nakamura refuses to submit as this match goes back and forth with both Queen Xavier Reed and Shinsuke Nakamura trading blows back and forth. And Shinsuke Nakamura hits Queen Xavier Reed with the Kinshasa, goes to pin him, but Queen Xavier Reed kicks out at 2.5, and he attempts another Kinshasa, but Queen Xavier Reed blocks it and hits a clothesline to Shinsuke Nakamura, and then finishes him off with the Queen dive and pins him 1, 2, 3. Win him the match via pinfall. Queen Xavier Reed with Queen dive as this match lasted 18 minutes and 15 seconds. Yes. And Joe gotta say, this was one hell of a match. I mean, both Queen Xavier Reed and Shinsuke Nakamura can go. Those guys can go. And then we get back to footage earlier from today of President Donald Trump finishing off the tour of Dallas, Texas, as he then takes Scotty Badbones and the crew out to the Rodeo Goat in Texas and Dallas, Texas, where for some burgers, beers, and cocktails, as Scotty Badbones has a hamburger well done with French fries and a Coors Light beer. Cody Mercer then has a hamburger too. So Donald Trump pays for everybody's hamburger and French fries. And he even compliments on how good the hamburgers are. And then after finishing the dinner, Donald Trump decides to take him on a tour of the Rodeo Goat and highly recommends it. And then we get footage of Scotty Badbones and the crew arriving to the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. And it is match number 4. That's for the NWS United States Championship. Johnny Da Vinci took up with Triple H's corner, took up WWE's Drew McIntyre. Take it away, Dan Lambert. Thank you, Joe Galli. Everything. Yes, you're right about Donald Trump. He is one of the greatest presidents of all time since JFK. Since George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, JFK, and Ronald Reagan, and so it's match number 4 for NWS United States Championship. Johnny Da Vinci with Triple H in his corner takes on WWE's Drew McIntyre as they wrestle back and forth. Johnny Da Vinci wastes no time as he snaps Drew McIntyre and punches him and gives him 3 uppercuts and several bench presses and elbow drops and elbow strikes. And he's just beating the holy hell out of Drew McIntyre until Drew McIntyre fights Johnny Da Vinci off. As he does an uppercut of his own. And Drew McIntyre then, but it's not enough to take Johnny Da Vinci down as he hits Drew McIntyre with a whiplash, and then Drew McIntyre comes back and DDTs Johnny Da Vinci and punches him in the face and hits him with signature moves such as the Big Boot, the Celtic Cross, the Glasgow Kiss, which is a headbutt, the Fireman's Carry Gutbuster, the inverted double leg slam, lifting sit-out spinebuster, multiple suplex variations such as bridging Northern Lights, overhead belly to belly, snap super German suplex, a neck breaker onto knee, a shoulder block, a tilt-a-roll backbreaker, and then he hits him with the fee move, which is a cradle kneading reverse pile driver, a Scott drop, an Iron Maiden G-spot, ego trip, which is a future shock DDT, and the Claymore kick goes to pin Johnny Da Vinci. But somehow, someway, Johnny Da Vinci kicks out at 2.5 as Drew McIntyre delivers 3 more Claymore kicks. But somehow, someway, Johnny Da Vinci gets his shoulder up, and it's not enough to take Johnny Da Vinci down as he then power bombs Drew McIntyre and gives him a power slam and a tilt-a-roll and an airplane spin, 2 more DDTs and a double arm DDT and a Mission Oka driver, and then a leg drop and a spine buster as he locks Drew McIntyre in the sharpshooter, but Drew McIntyre refuses to submit. As Drew McIntyre locks him in a sharpshooter of his own, and Johnny Da Vinci and Drew McIntyre are wrestling back and forth with wrestling move after wrestling move, submission after submission, and in the end, Johnny Da Vinci then spine busters Drew McIntyre, gives him a suicide dive, and delivers the death sentence and pins Drew McIntyre 1, 2, 3 and win, and still NWS United States Champion Johnny Da Vinci via pinfall with this death sentence as this match lasted 15 minutes. And I damn near gotta say, what a hell of a match this was between Johnny Da Vinci and Drew McIntyre. And Johnny Da Vinci is still on an undefeated streak. I don't think anybody can defeat Johnny Da Vinci. I truly do think that 2023 is going to be the year of Johnny Da Vinci. I definitely see him as a future Intercontinental Champion, future Tag Team Champions, a future Universal Champion, and a future World Heavyweight Champion. Johnny Da Vinci has got the it factor. He is on a roll. He is unstoppable. And he's really making a name for himself here in the NWS Revolution. And then it's match number 5. The NWS Revolution owner, chairman, CEO Scott Casagale, also known as Scotty Badbones, being accompanied by his manager Shane McMahon and Silver Up Knight II, taking on WWE's Kevin Owens. As both Scotty Badbones and Kevin Owens shake hands, and this match gets underway as Scotty Badbones then takes down Kevin Owens with a missile dropkick and gives him several punches, and then the spine buster, and Scotty Badbones locks Kevin Owens in the figure 4 leg lock, but Kevin Owens refuses to submit. Scotty Badbones locks him in a sharpshooter, and still Kevin Owens refuses to submit. And then Kevin Owens fights Scotty Badbones off and hits him with signature moves such as the Avalanche, the Argentine Neckbreaker, the Bullfrog Splash, the Cannonball, the Crossface, DDT, Double Jump Moonsault, Electric Chair into a set-out facebuster, and Enzuigiri, German Suplex, Go Home Driver, High Angle Senton Bomb, KO Bomb, Steinbreaker, Senton, Sidewinder Suplex, Single Leg Fireman's Carry Gutbuster, Sit Out Scoop Slam Pile Driver, Sleeper Suplex, Somersault Leg Drop, Super Kick, Top Card Heel, and Hello. And then delivers a package pile driver, an F-Sing, and locks him in a sharpshooter and hits a Steelizer, shades of what he was Kevin Steen. And then he delivers a pop-up powerbomb, a move which he used from 2014 to 2018, a powerbomb on the wing apron, a set of pop-up powerbomb, and then hits him with a stutter, goes to pin Scotty Badbones, but somehow, someway, Scotty Badbones gets a shoulder up as Kevin Owens hits him with another pop-up powerbomb and a stutter, goes to pin him, but Scotty Badbones kicks out at 2.5, and then Scotty Badbones fights off. And then Scotty Badbones then fights off Kevin Owens as he gives him several punches to the corner. So he gives him several punches to the corner. Now gives him a double arm DDT. Then gives him chops in the chest, shades of Ric Flair. And then locks him another figure 4 leg lock, but Kevin Owens refuses to submit. Kevin Owens locks Scotty Badbones in the sharpshooter. Scotty Badbones refuses to submit, and then Scotty Badbones hits Kevin Owens for diving crossbody, T-bone suplex, exploder suplex, Wrestling Heel Slam, European uppercut, gut wrench, elevated neck breaker, inverted headlock backbreaker, jumping knee drop, Olympic slam, Lufas press, Goblin stomp, elevated DDT, scoop power stomp, suplex, standing dropkick, wheelbill suplex, zero zone, and then Scotty Badbones then delivers a punt kick to Kevin Owens and a frog splash, and then delivers his 2 finishing maneuvers, the frog splash, and finishes him off the RKO and pins him 1, 2, 3. Winner of the match, Scotty Badbones via pinfall with punt kick, frog splash, and RKO as this match lasted 15 minutes and 19 seconds. And after the match, Scotty Badbones and Kevin Owens shake hands as a sign of respect. And I gotta say, what a great match This was between Scotty Badmos and WWE's Kevin Owens. I mean, just wrestling move after wrestling move, submission after submission. This is how you put on a wrestling match. And Scotty Badmos was giving the fans what they want. And then Michael Cole gets an interview with the NWS Universal Champion Psycho Buster and asks him his thoughts on MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Psycho Buster says that MJF is just another typical loudmouth who doesn't know when to shut the hell up. And tonight he is gonna shut MJF up once and for all, and he's gonna show him exactly why they call him Psycho Mercy, exactly why he is the Psycho one. And he's going to show MJF what happens when you disrespect William Regal and take him up and take him up with brass knuckles to the back of his head. And Psycho Mercer says he's going to dedicate this match to William Regal, and he's going to be respecting to Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. As this match got underway, and of course, and Psycho Mercer, of course, waste no time. Stop as he opens a can of whoop ass on MJF, drops him on those stack of dimes. He covers the neck, stops a mud hole in the court, and walks it dry. Gives them bench presses, and then the AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF punches Psycho Burster, and he gets brass knuckles, and he hits Psycho Burster in the back of the head of him. Then goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, Psycho Burster kicks out at 2, and then MJF hits Psycho Burster with a Swanton Bomb, a Southampton's Plunge, a Feinstein Armbar Special, a Friedman Armbar Special Start of Earth, a Heat Seeker, and a Double Cross, and he goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, the Psycho Burster gets his shoulder up. As Psycho Burster just beats the holy hell out of MJF. MJF attempts to hit Psycho Burster with the brass knuckles, but Psycho Burster blocks it and throws the brass knuckles right in the face of MJF. And then Psycho Burster is beating the holy crap out of MJF. And then Psycho Burster then delivers a Psycho Stutter, Psycho Bomb to MJF and finishes him off. The Psycho Buster goes to pin him 1, 2, 3. Winner of the match, Psycho Buster via pinfall with winner and still NWS Universal Champion Psycho Buster via pinfall with Psycho Stunner, Psycho Bomb, and Psycho Buster. This match lasted 19 minutes. 19 minutes. And then me, Joe Galli, and Michael Cole then break down the NWS Revolution WarGames pay-per-view card, which will be held at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. And then we show a vision of WarGames and what WarGames is all about. And we give our predictions on who we think is going to win. And then Cody Mercer, the NWS World Heavyweight Champion, General Manager Cody Mercer, gets an interview with Michael Cole. And he says, and Michael Cole asks him, why did he decide to team up with Tony Jr. II? Cody Mercer says it's very simple. But he has a lot of respect for Tony Jr. II. He knows what he can do in the ring. He loved teaming up with him last week, and is going to team up with him again to take on former NWS Tag Team Champions Lion King X and JJ. And the main event is underway as outcome NWS Tag Team Champions Lion King X and JJ as accompanied by the manager Paul Heyman, as accompanied by the manager Don Callis and the special counsel Paul Heyman. And they come up to tremendous boost. And then out comes Tony Jr. II and Cody Mercer being accompanied by Triple H. As this match gets underway, Cody Mercer and Tony Jr. II waste no time beating the holy hell out of Lion King X and JJ as they slam their head and out turnbuckles goes chop them in the chest, but then Lion King X and JJ low blow both Cody Mercer, and Tony Jr. II, and they hit them with a double power bomb and 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 and, and a double tombstone pile driver and an assisted cutter, an assisted face slam, an assisted monkey flip off the ramp, and an assisted planker. And then Cody Mercer, and Tony Jr. II, then hit Lion King X and JJ with a Shadow Machine and a last chapter and a double power bomb. And now they even give them a 3D. And then Psycho and then but then of course Lion King X and JJ hit Cody Mercer, dropped Cody Mercer and Tony Jr. II for double tombstone pile driver off the top rope, goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, Cody Mercer and Tony Jr. II get his shoulder up as Cody Mercer then as Tony Jr. II tombstone pile jumps both Lion King X and JJ. Don Callis gets involved in the ring only to eat a Mercer stunner, tombstone pile driver, and Mercer footprint, and a choke slam from Tony Jr. II. And then Cody Mercer gives chase to Paul Heyman, who he always attacks, but somehow, someway, Paul Heyman makes a quick escape. And then Lion King X and JJ then attack Cody Mercer and Tony Jr. II from behind, go to pin him, but somehow, but Cody Mercer and Tony Jr. II kick out at one, and then Cody Mercer then drops. Then both Lion King X and JJ with the Mercer stunner, tombstone pile driver, and Mercer footprint. And then both Cody Mercer and Tony Jr. II finish off Lion King X and JJ with the 3D as Mercer delivers two more Mercer footprints to them, and Mercer and Tony Jr. II get the pinfall on both Lion King X and JJ, and winner and still NWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer via pinfall with Mercer stunner, tombstone pile driver, and Mercer footprint, and winner and the other winner Tony Jr. II with the choke slam and the 3D. I gotta say, this was one hell of a main event. Cody Mercer is on a roll for that World Heavyweight Championship. He's, as I said it many times before, Cody Mercer is bringing respect back into the World Heavyweight Championship, and he's showing them what it means. I mean, Cody Mercer, after 8 years of getting screwed over, has finally won the big one back in September, and this guy is quite on a roll. He's making all the naysayers who doubted him, overlooked him, eat their words. And I definitely see Cody Mercer be the World Heavyweight Champion for a long time. And then it was the final segment of the night as the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, and 49th Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, Michael Rapaport, Don Callis, Paul Heyman, Chucky the Killer, and the NWS Avengers come out to massive boos from the Dallas, Texas crowd. Joe Biden gets on the microphone as he talks trash about Dallas, Texas, insults the crowd, brags about how he and Kamala Harris and the NWS Avengers will beat NWS Revolution owner, chairman, CEO Scotty Badbones, NWS general manager, World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer, NWS Universal Champion Psycho Mercer, NWS Tag Team Champions Devin and Demon Legion, the Sons of Chaos and Elite Reach of Darkness, the American Mercenaries, NWS United States Champion Johnny Da Vinci, Robin Jacob McGovern, and the NWS Avengers, as he and the Dark Carnival will be victorious and walk out without a gold. Biden says as he hands the microphone over to Kamala Harris, and Vice President Kamala Harris gets on the mic and says, Texas is the absolute worst state she has ever been in and cannot believe she had to come back here. Kamala Harris says Texas is full of disgusting, smelly, sweaty, obnoxious, beer-drinking rednecks with half a brain who can't think on their own and an embarrassment to the United States. Don Callis gets on the mic and calls Texas a godforsaken state full of not just rednecks, but miserable, wretched, depressing, barbaric scumbags with false teeth. Paul Heyman then speaks on the mic and tells the crowd to shut up as he says Texas is full of losers who also can't think of themselves because they are gutless, spineless, and absolutely useless. Chucky the Killer Doll that speaks says, you always say everything is bigger in Texas. Why say everything is suckier in Texas, as Chucky says, as the crowd boos him. Chucky says, oh, you don't like that? Oh, well, too bad, because the truth hurts. And y'all be even more miserable when the NWS Avengers and Dark Carnival will be victorious this Sunday at Christmas Day at Revolution WarGames. Joe Biden gets back on the mic and tells the Texas crowd to shut the hell up and says, we have an awful governor in Texas named Greg Abbott who has the audacity to keep sending migrants to Democratic states. And your Senator Ted Cruz is also a joke. But you know who the biggest joke is in Texas? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, boy. You don't want to say, oh, boy, Joe Biden, you got a death wish. So then Joe Biden decides to run his mouth and says Stone Cold Steve Austin is nothing more than a beer-drinking, foul-mouthed, bald Texas redneck who has the audacity to show up last week and drown us out in beer and drop us out with a Stone Cold Stunner. Who the hell does he think he is? He just turned 58, and because his motto is DTA, don't trust anybody. Well, Stone Cold, you made a mistake last week. And my advice to you is don't show up, stay away, or you will regret it. And that's the bottom line. Because the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, said so. Oh, boy. And then the glass breaks. Out comes Stone Cold Steve Austin to a huge pop as me, Joe Galli, and Michael Cole are going nuts on commentator excitement. As the Texas Rattlesnake walks down the rampway, gets in the ring, and does his pose on all four turnbuckles, then snatches the microphone away from Joe Biden and tells him to shut up. What? I said, shut up. Austin says, just because you're the 46th President of the United States does not mean you can come out here and start flapping your gums and disrespect the good city of the state of Dallas, Texas. Now you want to come here and tell Stone Cold what to do and what not to do. Jesus Christ, son, ain't nobody tell Stone Cold Steve Austin what to do and what not to do. Stone Cold then calls Joe Biden a pathetic piece of trash, Kamala Harris a bitch, Michael Rapaport an annoying New York jackass, Don Callis a kiss and Paul Heyman an extreme fat-ass flowers. Austin says he came to NWS Revolution to watch Scotty Batman's Cody Mercer, the Elite Roots of Darkness, the Sons of Chaos, and the American Mercenaries open a can of whoopers and Joe Biden and the NWS Avengers Dark Carnival. This Sunday at Revolution WarGames, there is going to be a special guest referee, and his name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. As me, Joe Galli, and Mike Cole are mocking out on commentary with that announcement. And he says, and that's the but he said he's gonna call the match fair and square. He's not gonna put up with any bullshit, and that's the bottom line because his name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold Steve Austin said so. As he punches Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michael Rapaport, Don Callis, Paul Heyman, and Chucky the Killer Doll, and gives them out bench presses, stomps some butthole, and then walks it tries and stunners Lion King X and JJ, Roman Reigns and Jimmy and Jay Uso, Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa, and then Stone Cold stunners Chucky the Killer Doll, Stone Cold stunners Paul Heyman, Stone Cold stunners Don Callis, Stone Cold stunners Kamala Harris, and last but not least, Stone Cold stunners President Joe Biden as Michael Cole, me, and Dan Lambert are marking on commentate as Scotty Badbones, Cody Mercer, the Elite Leadership Doctors, and the American Mercenaries take out the Dark Carnival, then come down to the ring and have a beer with Stone Cold and deliver their finishes to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the NWS Avengers. Joe Galli says on commentary, what a Stone Cold surprise. He's going to be the special guest referee for the WarGames match at Revolution WarGames. We are out of time. Good night, everybody. As I, Dan Lambert, thank the fans for coming and watching. As he says, we will see you at Revolution WarGames this Christmas. Michael Cole says it will be the final pay-per-view of 2022 as the show goes off the air with Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Elite Leadership Doctors and Scotty Bannon and Cody Mercer celebrating for beer. Wow, what a way to end the show. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the special guest referee for the Revolution WarGames match. Who's going to win? All the titles will be on the line. 9. This is going to be one hell of a final pay-per-view of 2022. What's going to happen? What more surprises are on the way? What you think, Joe Galli? Wow. Stone Cold Steve Austin being the special guest referee for the Revolution WarGames match. Wow. This is crazy. This is insane. And I'm loving every single minute of it. Stone Cold Steve Austin then showing up and dropping Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the NWS Avengers with Stone Cold Stunners. Wow. I can't wait to see how he's going to do as a special guest referee. And I'm from Texas myself. So, wow. From San Antonio, Texas. Wow. This is going to be what a hell of a match. As you said, Dan Lambert, all the titles will be on the line. It's going to be, and the only way to win the WarGames match is either by pinfall, submission, or knocking your opponents out unconscious until they can no longer get up. I'm looking forward to this match as Michael Cole will be doing the NWS Revolution WarGames pay-per-view review. We will see you this Sunday for Revolution WarGames at the Winchester Arena in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody. Yep, you all have a good night, and we will see you this Sunday at Revolution WarGames. Dan Lambert out. And me and Joe Galli will be doing commentary for Revolution WarGames as well. You all have a good night. Thank you. And once again, Dan Lambert out.